Hey, what's up, everyone? How you doing? Look at that. It's yoga class 219. Same time, same place, same old me. It's really nice to be here. If you like a bit of same old me, then a wholehearted welcome. Here's the great news, everyone. We're going to do some yoga. All right. So if you want to kind of, spend a little bit of time with each other, this kind of virtual way of connecting, think it's amazing. And we're going to have a little, play around, see where we get to. We've got half an hour. So I should get back there. You should get on your mat, or you can do this first part in a chair. You won't be able to do all the class in a chair because we're going to do some down dogs, some sun salutations. But we are going to do quite a bit of it seated. So if you want to do it on a chair, you help yourself. Remember, we have a chair yoga class every week as well. Next week, it's on Monday. I think it's, I don't know what time. It's either at 11 or 2:30. I never quite know. I don't know. It moves. This one's always at the same time. If you want to say hello, that'd be lovely, but you don't have to. Don't feel pressured. You can see there's comments at the side. You can put comments in. Yes, look at that. The chair yoga is at 2:30 on Monday. I knew it would pop up. Thank you so much for letting everybody know. That's amazing. Remember as well, before we get started, you can catch up on all of the content, not just my old stuff, but all the other amazing instructors. I always look at YouTube because I think it's a very easy way for you to catch up and for you to see what all the classes are coming. It'll say what's coming, what time, what's being, what you can watch. Remember Facebook, lots of content on there. Instagram for picking up the schedule every week, and TikTok for lots of fun videos. I don't do the TikTok stuff, but there's some very talented people doing the TikTok stuff. So they're a lot better at it than I am. So there we go. I'm going to go back there. I'm going to finish my coffee. Hold on one second. And it is a coffee day. That's the last one I'll have, I promise you. And I'm going to sit on something. I've got a little block that I'm going to sit on. And the reason I do that is just to raise my sit bones off the floor. So I can sit relatively comfortably with my legs crossed, right? Feels good for me. I just kind of perch my sit bones on my bottom just on the edge of the block, and then I can do that with my knees. This one's a bit higher than that one, but that's all right. Feels relatively comfortable. You can sit more like this, right? That can feel quite nice. You can sit in a chair, as I say, or, you can sit with your legs like this, right? Or like this, or like this, or like this, or like this, right? It doesn't have to be the same thing every time. I guess what we're looking for here is to sit in a way that feels easeful and comfortable. Probably doesn't mean that you're going to get that straight away, but we'll have a go at doing that, right? So we're setting ourselves up with a nice tall spine. So I'm going to make those little adjustments again. I'm going to bring my hands onto my knees, and I invite you just to close your eyes or just draw your gaze down towards your feet, kind of soften. And what we'll do is we'll just spend a really small amount of time just checking in, noticing what you brought onto your mat. And as I always say, thank yourself for making it this far. Right? It's amazing. Every time you get onto your mat, then you have an opportunity just to see what unfolds, and it's a little love letter to yourself, right? I don't mean that kind of, I mean that in a way that, not kind of to lessen that intention in any way. I mean, it's really important, right, that we get to spend a little bit of time just seeing what's going on. And the beautiful thing about yoga is we calm our mind, we calm the body, but also we get to move as well. So it's very good for us physically. All right, just take a couple more rounds of breath. No rush. You might exhale through the mouth. That can feel really good, especially if you feel a little bit of tension. And like we've been doing in a lot of my classes recently, let's just begin to move through our head and our neck. So you're just going to drop your chin down towards your sternum. Keep your spine nice and long and your shoulders relaxed. And then just do this. We do it in most classes. Just rock the chin a little side to side. If you're familiar with this movement, then you'll know to go nice and slow. You might open your mouth a little. Make sure your jaw's nice and relaxed. Never move quickly in this pose when you're moving your head out. I don't think there's any kind of thing to be gained from moving quickly through your head, apart from feeling dizzy and probably straining your neck. So it's really important that you're careful here. And then if you wanted to, be careful as you do it, pick a direction and you might circle your head out. So you can do it like this. Again, slowly. Inhale as the head comes up. Maybe exhale as the chin falls down. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. And then you can swap it out, come back the other way. And one way might feel quite different to the other, so be cautious. There might be one side that feels, a little stickier or a little tighter. I know when I move in this direction, when I go right to left, then it always feels like I need to take a little bit more care. All right. Bring your head all the way back to center and take a full exhale. Beautiful. From here, take an inhale and sweep the arms up. And again, remember, you can do all this from a chair, right? You don't have to be sat on the floor. As you exhale, you're going to twist towards the right. So bring your left hand down onto your right knee and then bring your right hand behind you. Inhale to find length and then exhale into your twist. I'm just going to adjust my legs a little bit, actually. I'm just going to bring my knees up a little bit so I can get more purchase. So feel free, you might move around like I do and find those little movements. Inhale, find length. Exhale into your twist. Let's come back to center by bringing the arms all the way up. Take an inhale, sweep the arms up, clasp the hands. Push the palms up towards the ceiling, and then maybe move for a little bit of cat-cow. Exhale as you push the palms forward. Tuck your navel back towards your spine, and then round into your spine. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to round. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to round. The next time you come up, take an inhale. Separate your hands. With the right hand, hold on to the left wrist. Keep a nice bend in that right elbow. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, a little bend over towards the right hand side. You don't have to come down far. You're not doing that to kind of like, if only I was down on the floor. That's not the point of the pose. You're creating this space down the left side of the body. What I like to do, I kind of roll my right shoulder forward and my left shoulder back, so I twist a little more, but it's personal. Whatever feels good for you. Take one more round of breath together. So deep inhale. And then a full exhale. Beautiful. Unclasp. Have a little move out through the arms, just side to side before we come to the other side. You can make this stuff up, right? It doesn't always have to be the same thing. I think these little dynamic movements can feel really freeing. And then eventually bring the arms all the way back up. And then this time it's the left hand around the right wrist. Inhale to find length and then exhale into your little bend, right? I think it's useful to keep the back of the neck quite long. So try not to do that and look down. Sort of do that and keep the back of the neck nice and neutral. All right, take a deep inhale and a full exhale. And then come back to center, unclasp the hands, and then we'll go twist to the left. Right hand on the left knee, left hand behind. Inhale to find length and then exhale into your twist. So we just end up here, right, on the other side. Just twisting the spine out, deep inhale, and full exhale. Never quite still, right? The body moves, but it's really small movements. Take one more round of breath, deep inhale, and a full exhale. Beautiful. Come back to center without bringing the hands up. Maybe lean back into the hands if you're with me on the floor. Separate your feet. I'm going to stay on this little block. And then just knock your knees side to side. Nice. Really beautiful. And then what you do is we'll come back to seated, if you're joining me in this seated position, and you will bring your other shin in front. So this time for me, my right shin comes in front. I'll kind of root down through my fingers, and I'm just finding that length through my spine again. All right, let's do a little bit more dynamic twisting. So bring your right hand on your heart. Make sure you've got enough room to move your hand that way and that way, right? Make sure you don't kind of bump into anything. Inhale, left arm to the left. Nice twist, right? Feel that opening through the shoulder. Exhale, right arm to the right. So inhale left, exhale right. Inhale left, exhale right. I just let my head go with this movement, right? It's just a really nice way to kind of twist the spine. It doesn't have to be as quick as I'm doing it. It might be quicker, right? But don't push it too far. Again, it doesn't mean if you go quicker or you go slower, it's better or it's worse, right? It's just what suits your body. Yoga is about listening to what you need and not battling anything, right? Just noticing and knowing that whatever you're doing is enough, right? That we don't suddenly, if we change something drastically, it's going to, make us happier. Over time, it might, right? We might get a little bit more familiar with the postures, but in general, we're just being gentle with ourselves and we're just seeing what's going on. No expectation. All right. Inhale, come back to center. Bring the hands down. Bring them onto the knees. Re-lengthen your spine. Then bring your exhale in. Do that one more time. Deep inhale. And then a full exhale. And then we'll just pause here again, just for a moment. So we're like, 12 minutes into the class. We've already moved a fair amount. And now we get to just settle. This is a perfect practice, right? If you could do 10 minutes a day and you sort of made your practice up, it could include like 5 minutes of just being still and sitting and paying attention. Maybe notice how your breath feels. And see what's going on sort of beyond the physical, and kind of drop in a little deeper. And if your mind's very active, it's not a problem, right? Just let it be what it needs to be. Try not to, again, force any change. And then if your eyes are closed, come with your eyes open. And I think it's a good point. When we meditate, I don't do loads of meditation. I'll sit for moments in the week, but never for long periods of time. I don't have a big meditation practice or anything. And I think we have this thing where we go, I'm not good at meditating because my mind's so busy. But that's the reason why we meditate, right? If we've got stuff going on in our lives, which a lot of us do, it's human nature. We can't just close our eyes and then bliss out. It doesn't work like that. And that's why we keep coming back and we practice, because we notice over time, all we're doing is we're paying attention. And the fact that you're paying attention is your practice, and it's beautiful, right? It doesn't mean that it's easy. It's hard work, right, sometimes. But the more we do it, the more rhythm and pattern that we get into. And if we find a lovely sort of place to practice within our homes, well, it's magic, right? It can be really magic. All right. Let's come on to all fours. So separate your feet. If you're in a chair, you might join us here. See how you get on. Make sure your practice is safe. If you're with me, then come onto your mat. Soften the tops of the feet and you're in this all fours position, right? Nice and familiar. And then when you're ready, we'll move through some cat-cow. So inhale, drop your belly down, lift your head, lift your heart. As you exhale, I want you to round really strongly into your spine, separate the shoulders. Inhale, drop your belly down, lift your head, lift your heart. Exhale, round into your spine. A couple more like that. Inhale forward, exhale to round. One more, inhale, and then exhale. And we're going to do a little sequence on either side. So let's see how we get on here. What I'd like you to do first of all is just step your right foot back and then turn your right toes to the long right edge of your mat. Okay, nice. Bring your left hand underneath your nose. So kind of move it across and then inhale your right arm up. So your ear. Just adjust your t-shirt. There you go. Make any adjustments that feel good for you. All right, so this is option number one. You can stay as you are, or you can begin to circle this arm out, the right arm, big circles. It doesn't matter which way you go, because we'll swap it out and we'll come back the other way. So just circling the arm out. Really good for kind of shoulder movement. You might feel a little click, a little pop. Any pain, please don't do it. you might just do this and just keep your hand on your hip. And then come back the other way. One way might feel quite different to the other. Nice big rotation of the shoulder. And then inhale, bring that right arm all the way back up. And then as you exhale, you're going to thread the right arm through the left. So you kind of do this nice sort of adapted side plank, tucking under. Inhale to lengthen. Nice. Exhale to tuck under. One more time like that. Inhale to find length. And then exhale to tuck through. Nice. Inhale to bring your hand all the way up. And you can stay here again if you want, or you can do a little balance. So look down to your left knee if you want to join me on this one. Left knee, kind of spin your left foot off your mat. So it's a little kickstand out. So you give yourself more of a base to then maybe lift that right leg up. Don't have to lift it far. You might just be here. That's perfect, right? So there's a little balance. You can kind of roll that right shoulder open, exaggerate the pose a little more. And then when you exhale, bring everything back down. Nice. Come back to all fours. Move through a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhaling, exhaling as you go. And then from here, take an inhale and bring that right leg long again, but this time keep it lifted. So this is your balance for the day. This might be where you stay, right? Just with the right leg back, where you can sweep the left arm forward. So it's your choice, right? Lengthening from your left fingertips, really push through the length of that right leg. Feel that engagement in your belly. Nice. Take a deep inhale and then a full exhale. Nice. Bring that left hand down and then see if you can step this right foot in between the hands. So you might push strongly into the hands, around your back a little, give yourself some room, and then see if you can just, with a bit of momentum, I do this. I bring my right fingers into the top right corner of my mat. I've got a little bit more length, right? And then I'll kind of swing my leg out. And then as I exhale, I'll plant it down at the top of my mat. Nice. Line up the right foot, the right ankle, and the right knee. And then inhale, sweep the arms up and come into your low lunge. Beautiful. As you exhale, open the arms to the right. Nice. Inhale to bring the arms up. As you exhale, open the arms to the left. Inhale to bring the arms up. Exhale, open the arms to the right. Stay here. Take a few breaths. I'm just going to tuck my back toes under. You don't have to join me doing that. I just got a little bit of cramp on that back foot. So I'm just stretching the foot out. Nice. Bring this right hand down. Bring it onto the back of your left leg. And then as you exhale, open out through the left arm and come into this kind of low reverse warrior. Breathe it out. Nice. Inhale to bring the arms all the way back up, in line with the shoulders. Exhale, bring the arms above the head. Nice. Take a deep inhale. And then as you exhale, bring the hands down. And then step back to downward facing dog. So tuck your toes under on the left foot, I should say. Left knee lifts just like that. And then bring your right foot back to meet it. And find yourself in downward facing dog. Take a few breaths. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. One more like that. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, come into plank. So ripple forward. Remember, you can be here in plank, just like this, or you can drop the knees down, just like that. Right? So your choice. Wherever you find yourself, take a deep inhale. And then as you exhale, we'll all drop our knees down. Nice. And then lengthen through the left leg, just like that. Turn the toes now to the long left edge of your mat. And then inhale, bring the left arm up. So you kind of sort of stacking your shoulders on top of each other. Press into the outer edge of that left foot. And then that left leg's nice and strong, kind of supports you. Maybe circle the left arm out. You can bring the arm up. Doesn't matter which way you're doing this because you'll swap it out. Nice for that shoulder mobility, moving the arms out. Maybe come back the other way. One way might feel a little bit different to the other. And then inhale, left arm up. Stay here if you want, or exhale, thread the left arm through the right. There we go. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to thread through. One more. Inhale to lengthen. And then exhale to thread through. Inhale, left arm up. If you want to stay here, great. If you want to do the balance, kickstand the right foot out this time. You'll see what I've done there. And then make sure you support it well through that right hand and maybe lift the left leg up. You have to lift it up far. Find a nice balance here. Maybe even close the eye to feel confident. Take one more round of breath. And then exhale, bring everything down onto your mat, back on all fours. And then from here, stretch the left leg back. Stay here if you want. Find that engagement through the left leg or stretch the right arm forward. Again, this is your balance. We've done two balances. We just did one in that previous pose. And now we're in this sunbird pose. Balancing, breathing everything out. Take one more round of breath. Deep inhale. Take a full exhale. This time, when you come back to all fours, split your knees nice and wide. Come into child's pose. All right, I'm going to take the guesswork out. We're going to be here for a minute. So settle in. Find a child's pose that works for you. Maybe the hands are here, just down by the feet. Or you can bring the hands forward. But see if you can soften into this pose. So say we're not here for long, but enough time to have a little wriggle into a shape that really works for you. Maybe 3 or 4 more rounds of breath. And when you're ready, if the hands aren't there, stretch them out in front. Bring yourself back to all fours. And then we'll do that little low lunge sequence that we did on the other side. So left leg back. Nice. You're going to step that left foot in between the hands. So again, you might kind of round the spine. Maybe bring your left fingertips right to the top left corner. And then you can kind of bring the left knee wide. Think about the momentum. On an exhale, step the left foot through. You can always bump it up if you need to, right? That's fine. Line up the knee, the ankle. Inhale. Bring the arms up, and you find yourself in your low lunge. So you're sinking down into the hips. Shoulders as relaxed as you can get them. I'll kind of bring my arms a little wider. You know, I don't want to be kind of hunching around my shoulders. So it's not about always getting the arms straight. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, open the arms to the left. Nice. Inhale to sweep the arms up. Open the arms to the right. Beautiful. Inhale to open the arms up. Exhale, open the arms to the left. Stay here for a couple of breaths. You can always look back. You can always look forward. It's your choice. Inhale to center. Open the arms to the right. Couple of breaths. Nice. Beautiful. Inhale to center. Nice. As you exhale, bring the left hand down this time. Place it on the back of your right thigh. Take a deep inhale. And then as you exhale, just into that nice reverse warrior. You don't have to come that far. Inhale to bring the left hand up, back into your low lunge to meet the right. Exhale, the hands are down. This time, tuck the toes on the right foot and then step back into your second downward facing dog. Give yourself a lot of kind of room to move here. So maybe bend one knee, you can bend the other. You can kind of like pivot the legs out a little so you can come and just spin the toes over towards the left and then back to center and then spin the toes over towards the right. Maybe back to center. All right, we're going to come to the tops of our mat. So on the end of an exhale, bend the knees, hinge your hips, look between your hands, and then just step through. I do it in a couple of steps, but you might do it in more. Grab opposite elbows, hand down, sway around, bend the knees. Breathe really deeply here. And then from here, we're going to come to stand. So root down through the feet. Inhale to come all the way up. And then exhale, frame your hands to your heart. Beautiful. All right, enough time for 2 rounds of sun salutations. Inhale to sweep the arms up. Exhale to fold. Nice. Take an inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale to bring the hands down, step back into plank, one foot then the other. When you arrive in plank, separate the feet, inhale, there's your length, and then exhale to lower. Try and lower with as much control as you can. Inhale into cobra. Exhale, forehead down. Inhale, push the mat firmly away, tuck the toes under, come back into downward facing dog. Beautiful. When you're ready, bend the knees into the hips, look between your hands, and then step gently to the top of your mat, one foot then the other. Line the feet up and inhale to your version of a flat back. Relax the shoulders. Exhale to hinge and fold. Root down through the feet, root to rise all the way up, hands above the head. Exhale, hands to your heart. Nice. One more. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Working with your breath. One movement, one breath. Inhale, lengthen. Here's your flat back. Exhale, the hands are down, step back, one foot then the other. Inhale into your plank. Nice. Exhale to lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, final downward facing dog. Beautiful. When you're ready, back into child's pose. Knees wide, big toes together, settle your sit bones back. I like to do it that way, right? Where I'm just kind of pressing into my arms. I feel this connection, doesn't always happen. And then soften your forehead down. Couple of breaths, that's all. And then from here, you just simply walk the hands back towards the knees. And then we'll come into just a couple of minutes of Shavasana. You can stay seated, you know how we started the class. If you like to be in that meditative seat with your legs crossed, or you can join me in Shavasana. All I'm going to do is I'm going to lower myself down onto the floor, hug my knees in momentarily, and then bring my legs long. And then just commit to a couple of minutes of stillness. Let your body be nice and soft, and I'll be quiet from here. When you feel ready, just begin to bring just the tiniest little movements back into your body. Maybe your fingers and your toes. And then maybe you roll out for your ankles and your wrists, whatever feels good. And then feel free to have a nice big yawn. Big stretch. Notice how you feel after your practice. Maybe bend your knees in one final time. And then we'll finish off seated. So I'm just going to roll to one side and then maybe support your head with your hands. and then press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. I'll come a little closer so we can close off the class together. Nice work, everyone. Beautiful. Maybe bring your hands onto your knees and see if you can re-lengthen your spine. Maybe close your eyes and just notice the effects of your practice. Thank yourself for showing up and being curious and showing enough will to get this far. And then just softening your hands to your heart with a wholehearted bow. Wish yourself well. Wish everybody else well. Namaste. Thanks, you guys. Thank you for coming today. I hope you got something from it. Remember, chair yoga 2:30 on Monday. That's the next time I'm back here. And then every Thursday at 2:30, I'm in this space doing mat yoga. And we kind of look at different aspects of yoga. We get half an hour just to kind of move and be curious. Didn't do any specific breath work today, but maybe next week we'll kind of look at a little bit of breath work in a little bit more detail. But yeah, I hope it served you and it was helpful. Have a great time, whatever you're doing over the weekend. I know it's bank holiday for some people. So whatever you're doing, if you're away, fantastic. Otherwise, I'll see you all next week. All right. Thanks, everyone. Nice to see you. Take care. Bye now.